I'm headed to a property right now, and this, I want to talk about something that's somewhat important because every landlord, every rental property owner is at risk of this actually occurring. So I'm headed to this property to remove a giant red notice that a lender placed on the door. So the lender deemed this property as being vacant, and they drilled out the locks, cut off our lock boxes. It kind of angers me because the lock boxes that we use two, one of which they cut off and disposed of as a $175 lockbox. Not sure why they cut off the lock boxes. So what is going on is the lender has a right, and they should be concerned. They have a right to protect their this asset. So they basically, this property is their asset that they're actually going to lend money against. So if the owner, of course, doesn't pay their bills, if they don't pay back the money they borrowed, they have the property as the collateral, and they need to make sure that collateral stays protected. And a vacant property is at a great risk. We can have a roof problem, you can have a furnace can die in the wintertime, the pipes can freeze and burst, and then it thaws, and it could just wreck holy hell on the entire property. A variety of things can happen. People can break in, steal all the copper, the roof can cave in, in a lot of these scenarios, if this occurs and the owner doesn't have the money to fix the property, then the owner might quite possibly stop paying the lender the monies they owe them because they don't have the money to fix the property, and why bother? The lender then can't really step in and sell an incredibly distressed property, or one where the city might come in and put very expensive violations against it. So the lender's not willing to have this risk. So the problem with you as a landlord or a rental property owner, or in my case, a property management company, is if the lender finds out that the property is vacant, then quite possibly they're going to become very concerned. They very likely will become concerned. I would be shocked if the lender does not take steps to protect their this asset, if they do find out the property is vacant. They're going to very likely want you to get a much more expensive insurance policy that would cover a vacant property. They really are not going to allow this to be vacant. So, just be careful when you actually have a property, and just go softly around your lender, around having conversations about the property is going to be a rental property and the property is currently vacant, because again, they will probably react, and the reaction can be difficult. Again, it's very expensive. The insurance they'll require, they won't want that property to be vacant at all. They're going to require you to get them leases and a lot of different gyrations. And what's going on in this case is I'm not sure. We're the property management company on the property. The owner lives in the Congo. I know that sounds kind of made up, and I've spoken about this property before because it's just deemed to have problems. We had problems with the property management company that was managing before. It's actually a larger company here in Philadelphia that was renting the property and collecting the rents, but had disappeared on the owner. So it was not giving the owner her rents, and just a whole mess. And we had to fight with them to get control over the property, which is now vacant. So we have been having a lot of problems with this property. But I think the lender must have been communicating to the owner saying, hey, we feel your property might be vacant. I don't know if she's actually getting these communications because she had recently moved to the Congo, and I guess maybe it might be very difficult getting mail in the Congo. But yeah, so again, we're having a problem with this property. And again, they came in and they drilled out the locks, took over possession of the property. I'm going to reclaim it now, take the steps to get it back. Everything's been worked out with the lender to tell them, yes, it's vacant, but yes, we're getting a tenant ASAP. And they did give us the lockbox code to the lockbox they put on, so I'm going to go and see what they've actually done to the property. Assume they put on a low quality lock, and like I said, they removed our lock boxes, and now we have to go situate this property. But again, this can happen to you. I assume it's not going to be extreme if you're actually reading your mail and communications from the lender. I assume you'll actually see this is going to happen, but same thing, you're just going to end up getting penalized in some way. It's going to be very costly for you having a vacant property if the lender finds out. They are going to, in the very least, require you to get a fairly expensive insurance policy. I mean, yes, you can get that insurance policy and then you can cancel it once you get a tenant and get a more appropriate one, but it's still going to be a very costly thing. So you're probably better off not really going out of your way to tell a lender that you have a vacant property. They're going to know you're going to have a vacant property if you actually own a primary home, and they are going to be very curious about that. But you just kind of make sure they understand that you are getting a tenant very quickly, and a lot of lenders will let it go for a little while. All right, this is Joe White, Philadelphia property management company owner, doing my best to answer your real estate rental property investing questions, and good luck.